But man, would I love for this to be the bottom for Caspa. A lot of signals here are hinting that it very much could be. It very much could be. There's so many signals. You're looking across the others, looking across Bitcoin with respect to gold, looking at others with respect to gold, and you realize that we are at that macro, massive bottom. Looking at the fear index, everything's pointing that we are at the extreme bottom. Another important note to make is the global M2 is continuing to rise. Okay, there's more liquidity being funneled into the markets than ever before in the history of the fiat currency creation. Okay, so the global M2 is continuing to rise. Bitcoin has been stagnant down here. It's been seeing a support level. Some people think, okay, Bitcoin's going to fall down, but no, the global liquidity continues to rise. So the fact that Bitcoin even fell was basically an anomaly. But why did it fall? Because you have heavy, big OGs selling at 100K. You got a lot of big money thinking, okay, the top is in. Indicators were showing that, okay, there could be a top formation. So, all right, traders be trading. That's what happened here. And you're looking at the global economy, the global markets, gold skyrocketing, global M2 skyrocketing. There's so much liquidity out there moving away from the dollar. Literally, Berkshire just moved all their dollars out of the dollar. They put it in the yen to deal with basically handing out bonds in yen. Some crazy stuff over there. But yeah, even Berkshire realizes he's basically saying buy crypto without saying buy crypto, with how much lost faith he has in the dollar, especially with the current policies. It's basically inevitable that Bitcoin and crypto and all assets of the world are going to rise in value as global M2 rises in value. That's just how it works. If there's some more dollars printed out there, the price of everything is going to increase. If the price of goods, the price of bread is going to increase. The price of Bitcoin is going to increase in terms of dollars. You're going to need more dollars to buy a single Bitcoin if there's more dollars in circulation. That's just how it works. Okay, so this is a very bullish metric, and not just that, but check this out. The margin debt as a percent of M2. This shows another brilliant, beautiful picture of why the US dollar is messed up and why crypto is just headed to an incredible trajectory in the next decade, the next coming decade. And every short term, near term, mid-term, long term, everything. It's going to be bullish for crypto. Looking at debt, it's at one of the highest points since the financial crisis of 2008. The bank runs that happened in 2008, 2007, 2008, even the dot-com bubble back in 2000. So this is at extreme debt levels. The debt is not sustainable. This is a financial crisis. But what is this crisis exactly? Okay, we got here back here, this the dot-com bubble, all these tech stocks. Here we got the banking sector was messed up. So now we have here the debt is just for the dollar. This is fundamentally looking at the dollar and the collapse of the dollar itself, realizing that the debt, so much debt is out there that the percent of the M2 is too high. The global M2 can't even rise at a fast enough rate to offset the amount of debt that the US owes. So what does this mean? It means that they can try to print as much money as they want, as they can. It's not going to be enough to offset how much money is actually owed. It's basically what that does. It just worsens the faith in the US dollar. It means that you can't pay back loans. Then what's going to happen? They're going to print out more money just to buy back their own debt. That's what's happening. It's extremely bearish for the dollar, extremely bullish for hard assets and just all assets in general, especially for gold, especially for Bitcoin, especially even for the stock market. It's going to continue to rise because the dollar is just losing its value. But I'm not to say that I'm not so bullish in stock market and all that, because I think it is overpriced. But something like Caspa, it couldn't be better. It couldn't be a better opportunity, especially realizing where we're headed long term and short term with looking at this level here. It could take just one more month. Let's look at Caspa and look at the time periods it took to grow. Okay, so this right here, this represents about 6 months right here. Okay, 6 months for a massive consolidation period for the bull run to follow. I mean, massive bull run. This is you could call all this entire period just a massive bull run for Caspa. And this consolidation period up here, where do we start at? So let's start at around here. It's about 365 days. It's about an entire year consolidating at the top. So can we consolidate for an entire year at the bottom? It's all certainly possible. Now, what's interesting is this level right here. So this is about 3 months. about 90 days, consolidating, but within this within this consolidation zone between 5 to 3 cents, and that's about where we are right now. This 90-day consolidation period within here could signal the move for a breakout upward and out of this consolidation zone, which similarly happened over here in the inverse, looking at inversely. So that could take Caspa back up to 7.5 cents, somewhere around there, or even as high as 10 cents, but it would make more sense, 7.5 cents, especially just before the massive sell-off from Binance cascading glitch that happened. So keep that in mind, that's basically lurking. A massive pump is very much lurking. To fall back down to 3.3 cents, something like that. But again, this short-term volatility, it's just not worth the hassle to worry about it. You really have to just hodl, be in that hodl mode. We're in that green zone, it means hodl. It means accumulate, it means hodl, especially as we go down deeper. Right now we touch just below this 4 cent range. That's, perfect buying opportunity. I think it literally touched down to 4 cents and boom, it bounced, a little bounce. We'll see if this is actually the bottom, the local bottom. Okay, so if we do see a massive pump back to retest 7.5 cents, we may come back down again to retouch perhaps 5 cents, and then it's blast off. But we'll see what exactly happens. 7.5 cents, I think it could see another consolidation period after that point. But again, think about it in terms of a year. A year since this entire sell-off, this consolidation period happened. Let's see, 365 days will take us all the way about to, this is the first quarter of 2026. This will be the second quarter of 2026. So about midway of the entire year. And that's going to be extremely bullish, okay? The fact that we already know, basically based off the price, indicators, the chart itself, estimation that we're going to end the consolidation period within the next year, that'll put us in a mid-2026. That's extremely bullish time frame when you line it up with the development releases. So basically with DAG everything could be powered by the charts being bottomed, consolidation period. I'm not saying it needs a whole year, but if it does take a whole year, just keep in mind, it's just an extremely bullish setup. But right here represents 6 months, okay? This time period right here consolidating. So this represents 6 months right here. Entire period that could consolidate for. So when DAG comes out, we could very much be already up here, and then the explosive growth from adoption can power us through. And that's that 70 to 80x gains that I'm talking about, all the way to $3. And it makes it look like there's just nothing happened in this entire period of time. That little period of time represents this little blip in Bitcoin's history, all the way down, and this is about the market cap that Caspa's at currently. So you realize that, yeah, we are extremely early. When you realize that you stick to the best tech and you're good to go. I'm going to be explaining why I think it's not just about the best tech, but it's about what Caspa is doing, and it's about what this technology represents moving forward, especially within the industry. I'll be explaining why I don't think you can compare Caspa to the Xerox printer, for example, something that CryptoK, the ex-owner of Casta FYI, which is now shut down, that he was going into, and why I don't think that analogy works whatsoever. And I'll be breaking that down because it's kind of funny to compare the two. It's definitely a valuable lesson to learn, to realize what this investment in this technology means, what it represents, especially from a historical viewpoint and perspective, comparing to what has happened in the past for other leading breakthroughs in technologies back in the early days, like before the dot-com bubble and all of that. Basically what had created Apple, Microsoft. So am I bullish on Caspa? You better think so. You better know so. And you better know that I'm buying heavily in this green period, accumulating heavily every single opportunity I can. And likewise for Nacho, especially at these floor levels, this is where you accumulate heavy. You get your big whale bag and you ride it to the top. Nacho, with respect to Caspa, that's the move, because when Caspa grows, Nacho grows too, and this is the leverage. This is the derivative play, especially because Nacho is building. Unlike most, meme coins out there, Nacho's fair launch, the same values of Caspa, and it's building big, building on the Caspa L1. I'll make a whole nother video on this, basically building a massive protocol on the Caspa L1. Builders have the sustainability in mind. They're looking long-term, and that's what Nacho is all about. I wouldn't be here shilling it if I didn't believe in it. If I wasn't like, I wouldn't be shilling Caspa here if I didn't believe it was the best. I wouldn't be shilling Nacho if I didn't believe it was the best. So that's what's up, guys. I'll be covering Nacho in much more detail, especially what happened with Moonbound and everything moving forward in terms of its development and listings and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right, you know what's coming, guys. Stay bullish. Run a Caspa node if you're not already. I got a video on my channel. Just skip to the timestamps. I have 3 steps. The steps are laid out as a timestamp, 3 timestamps on the video. Very easy, very straightforward to do. Take a look. Give me some questions if you have any, if it's working for you or if it's not. And till next time, peace out, guys.